Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Cinema.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we're taking a look at Inuit.
Which is this game right here, which is designed by Alexei Konov, Alexei Paltsev, Anatoly Skliarov, and Tregranik. And it is published by Board&Dice.
So let's go down to the table and see how this plays.
Inuit is a super simple open drafting style game where you're going to play an undefined number of turns until you reveal this Polar Nightfall card. When you reveal this card, the game is going to be over and you're going to count the points. So on your turn, you're going to do the following. You're first going to take one of these cards and turn it up and add it to this street of cards. And then you can add more cards depending on the amount of scouts you have. In the beginning of the game, you have one of each of these professions. So at the beginning of the game, I can now choose to pick up another card and add it to the street if I want to. Probably I wouldn't have a reason to do so, but I could if I wanted to. So the thing I can then do, or the thing I have to do, is to choose one of the actions going up here. And depending on the action I choose, that depends on what kind of card I can take. So let's say I choose the Elder. That action makes me take more workers or more people to add to my tribe. So let's say here I'm going to choose the Elder. I have one Elder. That means I can take one card. So I can take either this grown-up or this child. If I had another worker over here, I could take both of these cards. So let's say I choose the Elder and I pick up this child. The reason I want to do that is because it has my symbol, so it likes my tribe. If it wasn't in my family, then I would get negative points at the end of the game. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to put it over here. Let's say it's a new turn. Oh, let's say I'm not going to put it over there because that's a horrible example. I'm going to put it over here, which makes the example make sense. So let's say it's a new turn. And I'm going to choose the Whaler action. And here I have two workers who's good at going and hunting orcas. Probably a grown-up and a child who is really good at hunting orcas. That means I can now pick up two of these orcas, and these I'm going to put at the top here. And these are going to be worth points for me at the end of the game. You're just going to continue doing this, open a new card, take your card depending on the scout, and then choose an action and take up to that many cards depending on the amount of workers you have. You're going to continue doing that until the Polar Nightfall card appears, and then you're going to count the points, and the person with the most points is the winner of Inuit. As always, let's start with the artwork and components for this game. Do you want to start?
Yes, I think it looks good on the table.
It does.
Yeah, and I think the artwork, like the symbols, look really informative and also thematic. I understand what the game is about, and I like the long player board that looks kind of different from other games.
Absolutely, and the artwork is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. It's just really popping, and the animals, the different Inuit people you can recruit, everything just looks really, really beautiful. It's a great game. It takes all the place on the table, but it is really beautiful. So if somebody's going over and see it, they will be intrigued by it because the artwork is superb. I really love the artwork, as I say. I think it fits the theme and just looks great.
Yeah, I agree. And when we took this out like a 4-player game, we just oh, this is small, nice game, but it takes a lot of space on the table.
It does, yeah, like lots of card tableau games does that. So components wise, there's really nothing to say here. There are the 4-player boards and there's cards.
Yes.
So, and the cards are good, it's good quality, everything works well. So. Yeah. Anything else you want to add for components and artwork?
No, I think we've got it covered.
It's good. 2 thumbs up. Really, really beautiful components. Artwork especially, and the components works well.
Yes.
That's great. Let's go over to the next thing, which is learning from the rules. Yeah. How did you find learning from the rules?
I didn't learn them, so that was strange.
Oh, yeah, because I did. Because, that's not going to be a fun joke.
No.
People are going to be like, we know you learn the rules, Johannes, just get it over with. Yeah, the rulebook is simple because the game is simple. You could make a horrible rulebook, but this rulebook is good. It's easy to understand. You understand what you're going to do. You understand the different rounds. You understand the structure of the game, and everything is well laid out. So it's a simple game, and it also have rules that works well with the game.
Yeah, I think it's easy to learn the game as well, and I think this is the advantages of the game. It's simple, and I think as long as you get the concept, that people or that is working and making your actions better are underneath, and the things that you acquire is on top. I think as long as you get that concept pretty clear, you will have no problem learning or teaching the game.
Absolutely. So let's go to playtime and scalability,
Yes.
which is into the gameplay section of the review. Playtime and scalability. The playtime is pretty short.
Yeah, it is.
Takes about 15 minutes per player. We played it 2 and 4. We didn't play 4 players. No, I didn't play 3 players. We played 2 and 4, not 3 players. So 2 players took half an hour and 4 players took an hour. So that's exactly 15 minutes per player, which is really quick.
Yes.
Not many games play that quickly, and I think it was really good with 2, and I think it was really good with 4. So
yeah, and I think it scales pretty well, and I think it's not a lot of downtime because you're interested to see if someone else is picking up the cards that you want, so it's kind of exciting, and also it's not possible to have that much AP in this game because you have only so many options.
Yeah, because the options are out on the table, and since it is kind of an open drafting game, you get this kind of the same feeling that when you play a worker placement game.
Yeah.
When it's not your turn, you're sitting there, okay, I really want that card or those cards, please.
Yes.
And you need those, so take those, so I will get those cards I really need. So that is really cool, which make that open drafting a really nice mechanism, and makes it interesting that way.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. So, complexity. Nothing really much to say. It's a simple game.
It's a really simple game.
Yes.
It's. I think that you can teach this to almost everyone.
Yeah, I think this would work great as a
family game.
Yeah, and that's a gateway game because there's really no hidden information, no cards in your hand. Everything is laid out. Like, it's super simple to teach, and you can ask all the questions you want because there's no hidden information and nothing like that. Nice. So it's a super light game and a great gateway style game.
Yep.
So fun factor, which we like to talk about, is fun. Is the game fun? Because that's the most important thing in any game. Is it fun? What do you think?
I think it's fun. It's not the funniest game I've ever played. That's
funny.
I think maybe it's a little too lucky for me. But I think for a light, quick game, I get the things that I want from it.
Yeah, absolutely. As we talked about before, like every game that's really card based will have a lot of luck. But I do agree with you that I remember the 4-player game we played. You ended up in a position where you had problem getting the people to recruit your clan because that all the other people took them and I was before you. And I think I usually took them or did stuff that happened so that you didn't get those. And I think like if you get a lot of them in the beginning, it will be easier to have an engine. Yes,
I think the nice thing, the thing that makes it funner is that you have one guy at all of your actions from the beginning. So even though you get a kind of bad turn, you can do something, and that makes it funner. The most negative thing, like we talked about, is that all the strategies in this game require you to get dudes to make your actions better.
Yeah.
And if you have some bad luck with the drafting, that, let's see, when it comes to your round, you're not getting any guys at all, then you will fall behind no matter what strategy you're choosing. And that's a little bit sad.
Yeah, because it will not be every time you have the chance to take, let's say, 3 seals, even though you have 3 people.
Yeah, of course.
But if there are 3 seals and you only have 1, you cannot do anything more. So I do agree with that. But it doesn't bother me too much because it's such a short game and it's a family-style game, so it's not like a heavy strategy game.
Yeah,
so
of course.
It would have bothered me more if it was like a heavier game or a longer game.
Yeah, I agree.
So luck doesn't really bother me too much in this, but if you know, like if you are like us and we like heavier games, it's not too much luck. It might be too much luck, but if you don't mind, then it's no problem. I think the game, like for me, as I said, it's a gateway game. It's a bit too simple. Like it's a bit too simple. Like not hard decisions, like really simple decisions. But I like that I added in 2 expansions that you can add into the game, which adds a bit more. Kind of like Days of Wonder did with Quadruple. So like you have the basic game and then you have the advanced game, which I think adds to the strategy of the game and adds to the replayability and fun factor for people who are more gamers than just gateway gamers or family gamers.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think the expansion really adds to the replayability of the game. It's a really tactical game though, because it's all depending on what is available to you. But then again, it's not that easy to change your strategy either, because you have like build up an engine with your guys, so you have to find like kind of balance there. Maybe not put all of your 5 dudes on seal hunting. But I think that it is a tactical game, that you have to make the best of what's out there. It makes it a little more playable, but I would prefer playing it with the expansions to make it more our style game.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good anyways, but I like it more with the expansion.
Yeah, I agree.
So the theme.
Yeah, I like the theme a lot. I think that it's pretty clear that those that have designed and created this game have a pretty good they know what they're doing.
Yeah, and these kind of games, they usually make this huge thing on the internet, but when you make a game about some kind of culture that's not your own. But what I really like here is that in the first page of the rule, there's like the whole page is just like, what did we do to make this to make it so it's good for the Inuit people.
Yeah.
Respectful was the word I was looking for, to make it respectful and make it right. And they have been working with Inuits to make this game work, like the theme be right, and everything that happens in the game to be correct and a good way to show off the Inuit culture.
Yeah, I think they've really taken care in what's going on in this game and making it as good as they possibly can. So I think that's a really great job they've done.
Absolutely. So replayability, we have kind of touched on it already.
Yes.
So what do you think about replayability of Inuit?
Yeah, I think the expansion with we'll call it the events.
Yeah,
those are really good for replayability.
We
had like a totally different experience with the game the time we included the events.
Yeah.
So that was really fun.
Absolutely, I like that. I like events and kind of like games like this. So yeah, the replayability, as you said, it's in the basic game, it's okay.
Yeah.
It depends on what you like. Like if you just, it's a quick game, so it doesn't really matter too much.
No.
But it will really, especially with the events, it ramps up the replayability a lot, which makes it good replayability with the event deck, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And I think like there's some like special cards in the game that makes you kind of want to focus on some strategies, and those kind of makes the pace on what you're going for, and that makes your games differently. It depends on what you want from the game, actually.
Yeah.
If you only want to go for the same each time, or if you want to do something.
But you can't do that because it's a tactical game and you have to go for what's out there. So yeah, the replayability is in that it's always different things on the table, and of course in the event deck when you add that in with the expansion.
Yes.
So, final thoughts. You want to start with your rating for the game and reason?
And maybe I can start with the reason first.
Let's go. Yeah, like kind of like an award ceremony. What is it like?
Yes.
The judges said that the winner of this Oscar was not a board game, because you cannot win Oscars by a board game. So yeah, let's.
This board game played in this movie. I would like to see that.
As the main character, it's Inuit.
Oh, that's nice. No, my final thoughts is that it's too lucky for me. I think that, I've had some bad luck in the game, and I think when I feel that I don't feel like there's anything really I can do about it, and even if I could do something about it, I think that like the scouts will also benefit other players when I'm trying to mitigate luck that way, and I will also have to like focus my strategy onto getting scouts. So that's a little minus. The positive thing, I think it's really easy and fast to play, and I like that. It feels exciting even if it's not my turn. And also I would always prefer this played with the events expansion. So for me it's a rating of by 6.
So it's a bit more than mediocre, just an okay game. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and give my final thoughts. I think it's, as you said, it's a bit too light, but I think it's a good gateway game. I had fun playing it. I don't know if it's a game that we're gonna play a lot more, but it was a fun game that we played. I'm gonna give it a 6.5, which is a bit higher than you. I did like it a bit more than you, I think. But it's a fun game. If anything here sounds interesting, I think you might like it. It looks good. It's quick to play. It's super easy to learn, so you can easily get your family into it. And also, if like you have kids and you want them to learn about the culture, it's going to be a great way to introduce the Inuit culture, and then you can go and maybe explore the Inuit culture more together, which is a really nice thing. So I like that, and I think that's it. You give it a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Yes. And I think that if it was in the start of my like gaming career, when I wasn't like into more heavy games, I wouldn't be that sad that this was in our collection.
No,
I would probably like it a lot, I think. So
yeah, it really depends on what kind of games you like, and
yes, and I think it's really like what we call it, connects to the people it's supposed to connect with.
absolutely. So that's the end of the review.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so by clicking the subscribe button. You can also click the bell, which makes you give notifications every time we make a video. Please comment what you think about the video, what you think about the new studio. We have plans for it. We are working on getting it better and better. We just haven't had the time to do so because new house and life and everything like that. But that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
And I'm Sunniva.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.